Hey everybody! Oh, I got a call from my buddy John Bischoff over at Have Fun Collectibles in the Quad Cities, and he wanted to report that all the guys were having fun on the gaming table, which I love to hear. Man, that is music to my ears. Also, anybody, there's a fair amount of you guys out there that actually have some of my stuff. If you guys, play a game or something, you take some pictures, fire me some pictures and some emails. I love to see beautifully painted armies. I love to see games in progress. It's just, little things that make your day. I guess Sean was feeling down. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but he was. So, all of us artists are how do I say this? We tend to feed off of other people's emotions, be it positive, be it negative, and overwhelmingly, you guys are just unbelievably positive. And so, whenever I hear anybody's down, I'm a big mom. That's the thing you're going to find out about me over the days, weeks, years, however long you want to hang out, is that I'm pretty much just a big mom, and I like to see everyone get along and play nice. And when somebody's feeling down, I feel kind of down for them. And, a little something saying, hey, buddy, you mean a lot to us, something, it really helps us guys out. It really does. Oh, John said he needed some additional play stuff for the set, and so my infamous brickwork is back for a little while. You would not believe how long it took me to do this stuff. I mean, there's really not much here, and just hours. But once again, I mean, if you guys do this stuff on your own, it's time well invested. It really is. As much as I love Bruce and I love Hurst Arts, if it's not critical that you get that level of detail out, but you want, decent brickwork. By the way, I'm using a soldering iron. This is the one tool. The other tool I use, going to my long lines, is this from Hotwire Foam Factory. I think they call this a scribe. I could be wrong. It's the lightsaber deal. You'll be able to tell it when you look at it. I drag my long lines with that. I cut my short lines with this. And you poor people are stuck listening to me do this. But I just I got a lot of work ahead of me, and I got to run off and do the family thing later on, and I wanted to put something up. I promised I would try and keep your weekend interesting. I am making baby steps on Skype, and Stubby Thumper is my mentor. Outstandingly cool dude. I mean, if you've seen like a half a dozen of my videos, I'm sure you've heard his name. But so yeah, I'm just ripping out some brickwork. If it's possible to rip out brickwork. If you or your group, I mean, if you can get like 3 guys together, and you have like one guy drawing lines, all the lines, then have another guy burn all the long lines, and you have another guy like burn all the short lines. If you're part of like a war gaming group, and you got you know, some tools, and you can do this kind of thing with a group of guys. You can knock this down fairly quick. The problem is when, you know, you're a one-man wonder like me, you know. And even with my wife, it took forever. So you really kind of need to attack it with a bunch of people. Make it a group effort. And if you can do that, you can make a group dungeon really quick. Like, this is all I've gotten done in the amount of time I talked to you. Just a 2x2, nothing special. And just the short lines. That's not drawing it, that's not burning the long lines, measuring. I mean, it's a nightmare. Someone mentioned a jig, and I'm trying to wrap my head around a jig for Mecha 999X. I'm trying to come up with any kind of anything that I could do to make it reasonable, you know, where the whole time effort thing becomes, you know, it becomes viable, really. And I haven't found it yet. I think I told you guys about another style of dungeon. It was using a grinder and a lava rocks, either black or red. And with that one, if you haven't seen that video, I'll just catch you up on it. All you need to do, and you got to be careful because like rocks and stuff slip all the time. Use thick leather gloves. I'm talking like big thick welding gloves, something to really protect your hands while you're doing this stuff. But if you can grind them flat and then line them up, you know, cut out your whatever size base you use. I use like typically 8x8. I'm probably gonna run with a bigger one the next time I make a dungeon sometime. And they make really just cool looking dungeons. So I'm kind of doing this because I just became friends with I believe it's Cops, and he's a role player, and I've noticed there's more role players joining up all the time, and I wanted to do a little something for them. Obviously, I come at it from a terrain angle, and with role playing, most people, it's, you know, paper and dice. They don't really do the 3D thing. But I'm telling you, when we do dungeon type stuff, we always do 3D, and man, it's extra effort, but it is so much more fun. And we always bust the camera out. We'll usually do a round by round shot of whoever's fighting over the dungeon. We'll do like dwarves versus Skaven or something sometimes. We've done D&D miniatures battles in my Hearst dungeon. But in all those books, they give you square inches and area effect and all that, and there's a reason for that. This was meant to be played 3D, and you know, if you got the figures, you know, all I can suggest is, you know, try it. You know, I know it's a hassle, I know it's a bummer, but if your players are getting a little bit dull with what's going on, if it's getting a little bit humdrum, and you want to spice it up, that is totally the way to do it, man. You want to get those guys excited and, you know, get them thinking tactically. One of the things that I enjoyed most in being a DM was watching them problem solve. I mean, there are some really... My players always surprise me. you know, I would put them in situations that I thought it was going to really be a battle, and they would just walk right through it. They would think of something that I didn't think of, or something along those lines, and then I got so used to them being so smart, I would put them in battles that they really technically shouldn't win, and that's what it took. It took me to put them in situations where they should technically lose, just to make it interesting. And these are what you need to really do that, make it interesting. So, here's one out to the role players. Check out Blue Table Paintings Dungeons. They are so wickedly cool. Go check that out. Give Sean a thumbs up. Make him happy. He needs it. Okay? Take care, everybody.